True story. Football talk coming up next. Don't go away.
Stay right there. This is street music, so it stays right here. No high rock, I'm hip hop.
AKA your girl DY.
Break rappers, stand down and stay right there. This is street music.
I touch it and it's blessed. In walks the girl with her hair all woolly. Flow on, swole, the unexpected bully. I am not what you thought. Body suckers for sport and slaughter the ones I caught. Recorded and then report, yeah. I'm a star, but I rock my day-to-day, yeah. Just so you don't fear me when you see me try to play fair.
Can I get a sip of water? Nah, cause you know, fuck that. You can't pause in a black show. Nigga, get your water and hurry the fuck up. Nobody come here to see you drink water, motherfucker. And I love you back. But my mom's kept me out of jail, though. My mother and my family kept me out of jail, and I thank my moms and family so much for that, man. And I got my mother as that strong black woman, y'all. I love her. And you know what I'm talking about. If you love your mother like I do, you know ain't nothing like a mother, man. Nothing like a mother. And see, my mother's so cool, man, because she raised 6 of us. You see, my father was there for a little while, but then they broke up, you know. And I can understand. You know, sometimes relationships don't work out. Your parents don't get along and you break up. Your father go his way, you go. But take care of your motherfucking kids. It ain't their fault. No, you got it. Because no kid has to be in this motherfucker. They don't have to be here. So you got to take care of your kid. And my father left, man, and it was fucked up. Because when he was there, man, we had a yard, y'all. You know, he was running around in the yard. And then he left and shit. We was like the Jeffersons. Well, we're moving on down. And we was in the projects and shit in the street, ducking cars. When he left, and I said, damn, man. Pop's gone. Don't worry, all right, he doing his thing. My mom's, though, strong black woman, said, we gonna be all right. And she raised 6 of us, so it's cool. But you know what? We didn't have when he left, we really didn't have the money and shit for my mother to do all the things we needed. And my mother tried, you know, she tried hard. You know, would try to go out and buy us the things we want like other kids, you know. We want Nikes. She go out and buy Sykes. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, Mom, these are Sykes. All you got to do is paint a damn N on the motherfuckers. It's the same damn thing. So what, they got heels on it? It's the same thing. And we never had clothes, right, that fit us, right? Like our pants were always high waters. They never touched the bottom of our shoes. And people would always cut on our family. Won't y'all pull y'all shoes up? And I hated that shit, man. I hated that shit. So I used to unbuckle my pants and shit, wear a long shirt, and put it down and pull my pants down. But people knew I was doing that shit because my pocket was all the way down this motherfucker. So my mom's tried. She tried. We always had, you know, she tried to keep a little food in the house, but we never really had much food because it was like 6 of us and shit, you know. And it was times my mother didn't eat. You know, I said, Mom, won't you eat something? And she'll make up excuses. I'm on a diet. Y'all kids going to eat. All the way, you need to take a bite of this shit, Mama. Your stomach growling. Because I knew she was hungry, you know. And one thing we always had in the house, in the ghetto, was bread. Always had some motherfucking bread. And if you from where I'm from, black people know you can do a lot with some goddamn bread, can't you? You know what I'm talking about, black people. You remember them motherfucking applesauce sandwiches and shit? Right? Them little sugar sandwiches? What was the best shit of all, though? The little syrup motherfucking sandwich. Well, that's it. You sit on the porch with a syrup sandwich like that. Mama gonna work it out. Mama gonna work it out.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Never had a syrup sandwich. I guess technically we used to eat syrup sandwiches, but we didn't put the syrup inside the the bread. I still eat till this day biscuits with syrup. Not honey like they do at Popeyes or no jam or no shit like that. No, we made biscuits and we poured syrup on it. And I guess, in effect, those were syrup sandwiches. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Martin Lawrence. Like, the older I get, man, I'm realizing that a lot of stuff that I ate as a kid, that we ate as a kid, man, was actually struggle food, as my as my daughters call it. They never had no damn struggle food. Like Spam and treat meat. Like, we used to eat mayonnaise sandwiches, and I never thought that it was struggle food. I just thought it was a mayonnaise sandwich. No lie. I didn't know. We all eating that. I've talked about it before, how my damn daddy used to bring home that damn sauce meat, rice pudding, some people call it, or whatever, man. And I used to think that was cool. I'm eating the same shit that my daddy eat. Vienna sausages and shit like that. What? Finding out now that that was actually struggle food. But it was all good, man. Love me some damn treat meat. Love me some treat meat. But slice that shit up, put it in a pan, burn it a little bit, throw some damn mustard on it, slap it between two pieces of bread. Man, you eating good. Pork and beans over rice. Salmon over grits. That pink Q salmon over grits. That's good eating. Shit. Now, I just looked at this the other day, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I just looked at it the other day. You know, I've been real health conscious with my salt intake, sodium intake, because of my blood pressure. And I actually looked at the back of a can of that pink Q because we got a couple of cans in the pantry at my house. And I looked at the back of that can, man. Anything like that is so loaded with salt. Like a can of that stuff. If you eat a whole can of that, and pretty much a can of that stuff, me and my brother used to kill a can of that on some grits on a Saturday morning by ourselves. But in one can of like pink Q salmon, they have like eight different servings or 8 servings of the normal daily allowance for salt. Like they have like 90% of your salt intake in one day is in one can of salmon. And so all of those canned foods like that, man, they just load it with a bunch of salt, man. And that's where I am right now with my blood pressure, man, at the age of 48. Yeah, tragic but true. You got to be careful, man. You got to read every label, man. There's so many things out there, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, that you'd be surprised about that has a huge amount of salt in it, man. Pretty much anything in a can's got a ton of salt in it, okay? I'm just telling you, that's how they preserve it, man. That's how it stays intact for 50 years if you don't open it up, is because of all of the salt that they put into it. But, man, you'd be surprised at some of the things that you eat and that you've eaten your entire life, man, that has a ton of salt in it. I'm telling you. Pay attention to that type of stuff. There goes this week's PSA for your darn blood pressure here on the Doug Stewart Show. I'm just trying to save your life. That's all. All right, so how about the latest Falcon news, man? The Falcons held or will hold a close to the media walkthrough and do a mini tour of Mercedes-Benz Stadium today. The team will post some shots and will share those pictures with us, hopefully here pretty soon. My man D. Orlando Ledbetter on the Atlanta Journal-Constitution talked about, we've discussed where we go to park. Dan Quinn says, where do we go? We are just really excited to see our fans. So that's the big thing here in this city, man, is the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I can't wait to check it out. I rode by there the other day. I came down, North Avenue? No, not North Avenue. I can't remember the name of the street right now. It's not North Avenue. North Avenue is where the varsity is. North Side. So I came down North Side Avenue the other day right by Pascal's, man, and Like, this thing is just, it's just gargantuan. That's a nice word. This thing is huge. It looks like a freaking, Battlestar ship or something like that from Star Wars. Real cool, real crazy. Falcons running back Devontae Freeman, who was in the NFL's concussion protocol, likely won't play in the final 2 exhibition games. What need is there for him to play in the exhibition games? We all good with that. The competition for the 53-man roster spot is fierce. My man D. Orlando Ledbetter listed out a couple of guys that are in competition, like 5 guys that are in competition to get a spot on the team. Deontay Burton, who was a wide receiver, he missed a tackle on the punt return for a touchdown by the Steelers and has dropped 2 passes. So literally everything that you do, if you're trying to make this squad, if you're trying to make an NFL squad, and you're like one of those guys drafted late or a free agent or something like that, every little play or misplay that you have, it could mean you being out the door. So Deontay Burton's on the bubble. Brian Hill, the running back, hadn't shown a lot in the 2 games. He has 24 yards on 16 carries. That's not going to get it. They're going to start cutting down here and soon. Jermaine Grace, linebacker, he missed the game against the Steelers with a hamstring injury. He returned to practice and must make up some ground in a fierce battle for one of the backup spots, who the linebacker spots for the Falcons is just deep as hell. And you can't make the club when you're in the tub. That old saying goes. Marvin Hall, another wide receiver, he dropped a potential touchdown pass on a nice throw from backup quarterback Matt Sims against the Steelers. Speaking of which, did I talk about Matt Sims from last week? I think I did. Matt Sims looks pretty decent out there. Matt Schaub is the backup quarterback, but I'm telling you, Matt Sims, what I've seen in him out of preseason, Phil Sims' little boy, man, out of Tennessee, he looks solid. He looks like he's gotten better as a pro over the last couple of years, man, and he's going to play a long time in this league as a backup, clearly, because he comes from Phil Sims' loins. And so there's a lot of politics to probably play into it. But not only that, he's played pretty well from what I've seen of him on in the preseason. So those are a couple guys battling for roster spots. Last thing about the Falcons, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, is the Falcons take on the Cardinals at 7 p.m. Saturday night at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. One of the last preseason games. I think they have one more preseason game after this. The Falcons are 1-2, or the Falcons are 0-2 right now. The Cardinals are 1-2 in preseason. So I think the Falcons have, after this game, they'll have one more game, and I think this will be the last game for the Cardinals. I don't think they play 5. I think they play 4 games. So there you have a little Falcons talk here on the Doug Stewart Show. Thorny Switch says, my lifeguard instructor told us to try to knock out distressed people when they try to save them. Right. Pharrell Scott, people think they're going to die. They panic. Kind of hard to calm down then. True. But what I'm doing is giving y'all game. I'm putting y'all on game. All right. At your age, most of y'all are my peers. At your age, you're probably never going to get or put yourself in a position where you can drown. But, just keep this in mind. In case something were to happen, you're waiting on the beach or whatever, and the current pulls your ass out there, and somebody comes and try to save you. What I'm telling you right now can save your life. Tell it to your kids, too. Do not struggle and fight when the lifeguard reaches you. Calm down, and if you don't, you will surely die. And I know it's almost like one of them, it's almost like an oxymoron situation. Calm down when you're drowning. I understand. I get that. I get that. But you need to have some type of composure about yourself when you get into trouble in the water and somebody comes to help you. Yeah. One of those strong white boy lifeguards guys come out to save you. Strong swimmers. Let them do their job and you're good. I'm telling you. There you go. You learn something every day. I know. Sounds crazy. Calm down when you're in the process of drowning. Just trust me on this. Especially if I'm the lifeguard. Back in 3 minutes, the Doug Stewart Show. Let's give out some ball peanuts.